I'm pretty sure this offseason we're going to hear a lot about different trades and different positions that players might be put in regards to, placed on other teams, contract situations, and as I said before, just, trades in general and things of that nature. And the one thing or the one team we're going to hear about probably the most is the Clippers, due to the fact that both their superstars once again had injuries. It was one before the other. Paul George had one at the end of the season. Kawhi had one during the playoffs. And give a shout out to both of them, though, because both of them played as much as they could, especially Kawhi. He tried to go in the playoffs. He played 2 games. He was magnificent. He was looking like the best player in the playoffs. And I think we got robbed of seeing how great he could be. And I think people forgot how great Kawhi Leonard was, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the missed time and everything like that. And I definitely understand that, but at the same time, greatness can't be overlooked, especially when it comes from a guy like that when he's on the floor. Hopefully he can stay healthy along with PG going into next season. But, there's been speculation pretty much about Paul George here lately, and about a blockbuster trade that would send him to the New Orleans Pelicans. And, I was reading upon it. You can check out a couple, sites, Clipperholics, Clutch Sports, you just name your sites there. You can check them out and see. But I was reading some insight on it, and, the proposal didn't sound bad in regards to who it was for, because it was Paul George. The trade that's being proposed and the speculation is Paul George for Brandon Ingram. Now, I think Brandon Ingram is a very, very good player. I think he is a 3-level player. I think he can, he can score. He's lengthy. He can play a little defense, not the best defense in the world, but he's not shy on defense. And he's definitely somebody who's got length. So he would bother a lot of, opposing players that goes against him, even though his weight, he needs to be a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger to me. But overall, I still think, his scoring ability and the way he can play the game and his youth, is something that, will definitely, intrigue the Clippers. And, I remember that game this past, season for the Clippers. There was a couple games or game 2 before the end of the season. Him and Kawhi had a great duel there. Both of them had like 35, 40 points or something like that. The Pelicans ended up winning, but ultimately, it was a great duel. And Brandon Ingram looked like the best player on the Pelicans rather than the second best player, due to the fact that we don't see Zion as much either. But the trade is interesting. It would be interesting if the Clippers, entertained it, but it would also be, kind of, I don't know if it would be kind of pointless to a degree, because Brandon Ingram has a injury history as well. I mean, he's been in the league a lot less years than Paul George, and he's had about half or just as much injuries, seem like, not saying like literally, but figuratively, it seems like he's had about the same amount of injuries as a Paul George or somebody like that, in the league. He's definitely an injury prone player is basically what I'm trying to say. And I don't know if trading for Brandon Ingram will really be ideal if you're getting back the same type of player. Now, of course, his defense isn't as good as Paul George, and he's not as seasoned as Paul George. Paul George's been in the league longer, but scoring wise, the Clippers wouldn't miss anything with him. And like I said, him playing the way he's played last year, or this past season, that since their season is over, the last couple of years, really, he's definitely somebody that I think, is an all-star player, which he's made the all-star team, I believe, once or twice. And, he's definitely somebody that could help a team win if he stays healthy himself. But there again, that would be a situation where the Clippers are in the situation they're already in, got enough talent with Kawhi and PG, but the health problem is an issue because neither one of them can stay healthy. And, it's not a consistent thing. So I don't know, bringing on Brandon Ingram, I don't know if that would be the fix for the Clippers, because like I said, he would bring the same problem that the Clippers already have, which is the fact that they have the talent, but they just don't have the health to go along with it. And I don't know if Brandon Ingram would really help in that situation. So if I were the Clippers, I probably would actually pass on this one. If the Clippers are looking into that, not unless the, Pelicans gave them a sweet deal where they got a situation where they got somebody like Brandon Ingram, maybe I'm gonna go a stretch and say Trey Murphy the third or something like that. Now, if you got a package deal like that, then you definitely consider it, because it's like you're getting somebody who can score like Paul George, who's lengthy like Paul George, can't defend to the level that he can. But, if you can somehow find a way to get Brandon Ingram healthier, okay, and then you add Trey Murphy the third, that dude is really good. I mean, that dude he's a stretch. He can stretch the floor. He's almost like a 3-and-D guy himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're adding to your depth, and you're adding, somebody who can, 2 young guys who will go out there and defend, and who's like basically young and dumb, who go out there and do anything you tell them. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it's hard to coach superstar players because they're well established. They've been in the league a long time. So that's why a lot of teams sometimes go get young, dumb players like that. And not literally, not saying they're literally dumb, but what I'm saying is they're young and energetic, and they're just ready to go out there and play for whoever is willing to pay them, and whoever's willing to pay them to put the jersey on pretty much at this point in their career. And this is the reason why I said if they added something like a Trey Murphy the third with that Brandon Ingram, which is, pretty much impossible, I think. But if they added something like that, I think the Clippers would be more in considerance of the situation rather than basically going to probably let it pass by. And I think, of course, this could be speculation only, but this is not the only time I've actually heard this. I mean, I'd say in the last couple of weeks, I actually heard something about Paul George's name being rumored to be moved around. Of course, I've heard Kawhi Leonard too, but, Paul George's name is starting to surface a little bit more, of course. And who knows exactly what will happen in this offseason for the Clippers, but that would be, like I said, it could be an ideal situation. If they added something else to it, not just Brandon Ingram, a swap for a swap, and maybe another pick or something. I don't know if the Pelicans would give up all that much because, like I said, they're actually a good team themselves. And if Zion is healthy, I think earlier part of this past season for them, I'd say, or should I say this season, they had the number 1 seed, I believe. So, I mean, or they were number 2 seed or something like that. So, I mean, the pieces that they have are good enough to win. So, I don't know if really even the Pelicans would even jump up off of any of their players right now based upon what they saw in their players. They just need to find a way to keep them healthy. So, it's almost the same situation with the Clippers. They got all the talent, the depth, but they just need to stay healthy enough to piece it all together and put it together so they can make a run in the playoffs that everybody thinks they can or they should have by now. So, but don't be surprised to hear more about Kawhi and PG, of course, as the offseason enters or after this season's over with. And we have to just see, what else comes out or what proposals come out, because I know the Clippers are definitely going to listen to some offers about a lot of players on the roster. I mean, you're even hearing that, Ty Lue wants a new contract and all this other type stuff. So they might have to try to match, what another team might offer, counter offer, whatever, Ty Lue, based upon what the Clippers might offer him as an extension. So, I mean, it's a lot that's going to go down this offseason, but we have to see exactly how it plays out. And I'm interested to see. And I can't wait.